live on Twitch, live on Kick. We live on everything. Everything. Let's see. Connect, connect. Connected. That's also connected. Beautiful. How the fuck does Twitch only have one quality? Alright, Stream healthy. Stream healthy, I mean. Not Steam healthy. Alright, we healthy. Cool. Stop. Alright, bitrate is doing good. Select stream. Refresh. Come on. There we go. The chat open. Cool. Alright. Alright, so today we are reacting to the Delhi Union, where we have an amazing question. Are the elections free and fair? If you don't know, I watch debates, so you don't have to. You don't have to spend 2 hours. Alright, welcome to the video. If you don't know, I watch debates for you, so you don't have to. If you don't have 2 hours to watch this high quality debate, I can do that for you. And absolutely do not watch TV debates because they are useless. But today we are going to be discussing, or they're going to be discussing, are the elections fair? And we have some insane cast of people on this panel right here. So let's get into that.
In the courts, in parliament, in our newsrooms, and in the ballot box itself. Today we're joined by a very illustrious panel to help us discuss this very pertinent topic. Joining us firstly, we have Shri Salman Khurshid ji, a senior Congress leader, former Union Minister for Law, Corporate Affairs, and External Affairs, also the recent Contesting Democratic Deficit, the story of the 2024 elections, which explores the very ideas we're discussing. Across from him, we have Dr. Anand Ranganathan.
Wow.
Public intellectuals on our
Pinky Anand.
Senior advocate, former Additional Solicitor General of India, and a long-standing voice at the bar and of the BJP. And Mr. Sanjay Hegde, Senior advocate of the Supreme Court, who's a firm voice for civil rights and an expert in constitutional law. Bringing the data to the table, we're also joined by Dr. Sajjan Kumar, a JNU-trained psephologist who runs his own political research firm practice. Alongside him, we're joined by Mr. Anish Gawande, trained psephologist.
Wait, I love this guy. This guy has, like in the last debate, if you didn't watch the video, go watch the video. But in the last debate, he had an amazing take on reservation, which nobody did. It was amazing. Where he talked about how the OBC category is basically made up. The people in OBC are some of the most, like some caste are one of the most powerful people in the area, and yet they still have buck. I'm an atheist, so no, alhamdulillah, I guess. But yeah, this Sajjan Kumar is a great guy. He does amazing questions.
Apologist who runs his own political research firm practice. Alongside him, we're joined by Mr. Anish Gawande, spokesperson for the NCP, Sharad Chandra Pawar, and a Rhodes Scholar and a graduate of Columbia University.
Spokesperson for the NCP, Sharad Pawar, and a Rhodes Scholar and a graduate.
देश की 2027 में की सियासत को समझाने के लिए दो अहम आवाजें भी हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं. Ms. Charu Pragya,
I've heard of her.
Advocate, BJP spokesperson, prominent voice of the party's Yuva Morcha, as well as in Western UP. And last but not least, Mr. Rajkumar Bhati, who leads the Samajwadi Party's efforts in Western UP and is familiar to anyone who follows our national news debates. आज इस मंच पर हर सम्मानित वक्ता अपनी बात इस तरह रखेंगे कि हमारा उद्देश्य सिर्फ बहस जीतना नहीं है, बल्कि देश के युवा.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen, but yeah, let's go. What we got? Let's see.
Press once before the 30 seconds and then continuously once the time has elapsed. Participants are expected to conclude promptly according to the and the speaker order are as follows. Dr. Pinky Anand versus Mr. Sanjay Hegde, Dr. Anand Ranganathan versus Mr. Salman Khurshid, Ms. Charu Pragya versus Mr. Rajkumar Bhati, Mr. Sajjan Kumar versus Mr. Anish Gawande.
This is gonna be insane. The Sajjan Kumar, yo, unstable for some reason. Okay.
With that, I now request Auraj to introduce our first speaker.
No, no. Buck. We love Buck. हिंदी भाई मुझे
Thank you, Ditya.
हिंदी
Our first
इतनी
speaker for the proposition is a
आती
senior
नहीं है।
advocate at the Supreme Court and former additional solicitor.
हिंदी इतनी अच्छी आती नहीं है। English and Gujarati, that's all the two languages I can really speak. If you want me to speak in Gujarati, let me know, okay? Twitch chat. Mr. Mizpah.
Solicitor General of India. She's also a senior leader within the Bharatiya Janata Party, bringing decades in the courtroom and in public life to the stage tonight. Please welcome Pinky Anand.
Pinky. I love you, Pinky.
So, ladies and gentlemen, indeed, I think the first indication that this House does believe that there are free and fair elections, in fact, fair and free, to put it straight, which is free from undue central government influence. The introductor, so to say, I think it's like
Okay, she's 1.25 maybe 1.25.
No, it will not be a speech. It is a debate, and the debate is meant to actually invite comments from everybody and from the other, and to spice our lives as well as spice up our arguments, as they are. And indeed, we are lawyers.
She knows.
So many of us.
She
are.
knows.
So we take it on that ground. But I think the greatest indication of the fact that there are free and fair elections in this country, I think, is demonstrated by two things today. One, the presence of such a large number. Indeed, it is very enterprising to see the Delhi Union, which is a organization, has been put together so many people to hear. I know that you yourselves prefer more spice than a narrative, but nonetheless, these might also take up a narrative side of the floor. The second indication of the fact that the House does believe that it is fair free elections is demonstrated by the elections of 2024. The youngsters, 18 to 29, which will be like, the 18 to 29 have almost 20 crore voters in India. And I think dedication to what? That is what India has what future of India is. As our
Okay, a whole lot of nothing.
said, I think it's quite true. India is looked at the greatest election mechanism that happens in the world, and it is credited for that. And that is why I think one of the propositions, if you break up the subject into free and fair, in the first instance, the free part is rather easily demonstrated.
Okay.
There is no doubt about it. It started in 1952. We've had 18 elections down the line. And the voting percentage has increased from 70.32 crore eligible voters to 96.8 crore eligible voters. Of course, the population has. And we have 100 million as we speak. But the point is still the increase that has happened down the 18 elections that happened. These are 0.96 lakh voters, 10.54 now, 52, 1952, 2024. And these are what the figures seem to represent, aside from the fact, and a very notable fact, if I may commission, basically the gender equality subject is 0.02% difference in gender. The youngsters who are voting. So to my mind, when we demonstrate today, anybody can go and vote.
So a lot of participation. A lot of people are participating more than before. So
anybody does go and vote, you express your wishes. There is a question. Look at the voter turnout. Look at the state turnouts. Not only the general elections of the country. 18 elections, as we said. Bihar we had 64.66. West Bengal we had 92.47%. And I think it is incredible. In fact, lots of from Delhi. Everybody was transmitting from here and transporting themselves from even Delhi. And we had a shortage of quite a few situations because people all went to express their wishes and they went with the complete fervor saying, we want, of course, in this case.
So she's saying basically if there's literally like labor shortages happening in oh my god, if there are labor shortages happening in Delhi because of elections, people are definitely interested in elections and they are going to vote into elections. ના અહીંયા કઈ નથી બાર ના What is this? Oh, buck buck. There we go. We back. Oh, sorry, back. Yeah, I'm back. Not buck buck. I'm back.
Banerjee out. And it happened that way. And that is a net result.
What's my thoughts on buck buck? You know, what does buck buck mean then? Buck buck means talking a lot. Or what? What is buck buck? Because we have that in Gujarati, buck buck, but is it the same thing? Mispa. What is buck buck? And can you fucking see? Buck buck is buck buck. Okay. No, I like it. I like buck buck. It's a good thing. That's what we're gonna watch today, right? Delhi Union is buck buck, right? I love buck buck. So you guys can keep buck bucking in the chat. Keep buck bucking, okay?
Result of it. That is what the situation came to. Haryana, 67.9%. I mean, I'm just giving you some figures because it demonstrates the fact that the people of this country, you people, believe in the fact that there are free and fair elections, because otherwise you wouldn't go and vote. Incidentally, today we also have nota. So there is a provision for saying, I will not vote because I don't want to express my vote. I don't believe in anybody. But that is not the case. Nota is hardly used very much in our country. And the evidence is clearly because you believe in the fact that I do want to vote and express. What is voting? What is elections? Elections is expressing your desire to have a governance which you believe in. And the fact that we withstood all this challenge of time, supported, by the way, I remember these discussions during 2014, 2020, 19, 2024.
What is happening to my internet, man? What is happening? Let's do a speed test real quick. Real quick. Keep buck bucking. Mispa and JX. Where are you guys from? JX and Mispa. I'm having an error, so I'm just fixing that. While, can you guys tell me where you're from? Where you're from? So what the fuck am I saying? This bitches. Now I get you, Mispa. USA. You're from USA. Me too, bro. Me too. Me too. Shake my hand. Shake my hand. Kolkata. Yes, Kolkata. So you're from Kolkata, right? JXHEE. What do you think? Do you think what she said was true? Like, do you think the last West Bengal elections were like free, fair? You had a good. Did you vote in it, or could you vote in it, or no? And did you have a good feeling about the election? True, Mispa, true. Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, I don't know what I would do without Mispa.
For elections to say the world over is looking at how India is able to do this incredibly marathon exercise with fair ease. I'm not saying it is perfect. Nothing is perfect. Nothing in a democracy is perfect. It will always have ups and downs, and we'll be having to face them. But the freeness of the situation is our expression. So I basically curtail it to.
So yeah, if you voted, what do you think about the election? Did you feel good about the election, or did you think there were some problems going on in the election? And Miz is from Buck land. They don't vote over there. They just keep. Bucking, right? So yeah, so you tell us, JX.
to this to say, I am free to vote the way I want to, and I vote. That means I demonstrate the proof and the evidence of the pudding is in the fact that I vote, and all of you vote. And I'm sure all of you must have voted, as many of you were eligible at that time. I could see there are some youngsters, including the introductors, who might not have been able to vote. So that is another matter. But the eligibility fact and the youth of our country is actually demonstrative. Again, one of the indications I remember in 2014 in particular, I do remember the agenda that came around. What was the agenda? Development and prosperity. There was one single indication of.
But yeah, I mean, what she's saying is kind of true, but that also means that some elections are won by like 1%, like 5,000 votes or whatever. So you don't need to flip 50,000 votes. You only need to flip 5,000 votes. So if there is like a problem going on with like 5,000 votes and that flips the election, that means that election is not free anymore, right? So I would like her to go into that, because she's just doing buck. You know,
what the people wanted of this country and how they express themselves. So coming back to the other aspect of
JX, if you're still here, what did you think about the election? Do you think it was like free, fair, it was good, or no? What did you think?
fairness, is it fair? Why is it not fair? What don't we have? What are
I mean, there are some like problems, like if there's no candidates, if you can't allow other candidates to be in the election, then it's not fair. If you stop voters from going to the booth, it's not fair. There's a lot of things that are not fair. I mean, she shouldn't be saying what's not fair about elections in India. Like,
are we always pressing? Why is the opposition and everybody else always crying hoarse and changing the goalpost? You start with raising issues against EVM, then you go to VVPAT, then you go to SIR, then you participate in SIR, then you say SIR is bad. And so whichever way you go down the line, you include disqualification, you tear up the bill on the floor of the House. I mean, these are the kind of things that do happen. Why is there an opposition to the fairness? We have gone down a long route. And the route basically starts from, if I may again go back to some of the details, EVMs came in 2004. Prior to EVMs was another.
I should change. I'm gonna edit my. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Anand Ranganathan. Who else? Salman. Khurshid. Indian elections. What is happening? I would wait. Where's my chat? Chat. Oh, there you go.
Paper trail, a lot more situations which are out of hand. And I'm speaking about the country. I'm not speaking about which party was there at that time. These were introduced and have come into force. VVPAT came for 100% adoption in 2017. So much so that both these mechanisms put together, the paper trail, these were challenged, etc. Various things happened. It sustained the challenge and it's been held. It is perfectly valid and in accordance with the legal procedures under the Representation of People's Act and the Constitution. But I don't want to go into sheer law. I'm talking about the credibility of the system and the processes that have been set down to ensure the fairness that people's views are expressed in the elections. And I am not saying in democracy people don't try and persuade you. That is the job in a democracy. Yes, we all try. We all try in this party or that party or any other party. The attempt is to persuade voters to say, I come to my side, vote for my.
She's saying a lot of nothing, honestly. What, like, bro, like, make an argument, ma'am. Please make an argument. We understand the basics of everything. Like, we understand what elections are. We have elections. We have, like, voting. I can go vote. I mean, everybody understands that. But just, like, make an argument, please. Please.
By political party. So therefore, that persuasion part is yet one other story, and it goes across surface. So there's nothing to distinguish between one party and the other party. And India, of course, is almost a developed nation. I mean, Viksit Bharat in 2047
Almost.
and our trillions down the line is very much there, but still we are a developing nation and we are yet to
Yeah.
catch up on this part of the story. But coming back to EVMs and VVPATs, which I was last talking about in 2017, in fact, you have had global recognition of our procedures. So Indonesia, for example, has entered into an MOU with India to import VVPATs and EVMs as they stand, and that is the credibility of the system. Other countries have endorsed. Indonesian president, in fact, said, we are learning very closely from ECI, Election Commission of India.
So that's a good right there. There you go. That's a good argument. That's the first argument, obviously.
What kind of endorsement do you want? Indonesia is the third largest democracy in the world. And that is the testimony that another country is giving you. Not that we need endorsement from everybody, but this is the endorsement.
It's like an indication of something, like something good
The global
happening.
recognition of the fact that you do have these processes into place, which ensure that firstly, and by the way, the amount of contentions that have been raised against EVM are amazing, but not any of them have withstood the challenge of time, and they've withstood judicial scrutiny as much as people's scrutiny. People will always question something or the other. There's a process of storage, there's a process of ensuring that they are available. I myself did the post-poll violence in West Bengal, the case in court, and ultimately it was ensured that you have those EVMs available for scrutiny. They are all available for scrutiny. You can't walk out of it.
So you can check EVMs if you have a problem. You can check.
This is the fairness of the election that we talk about. Section 33C, introduced in the Representation of Peoples Act. You had that. What did we do? And I worked on it. Disqualify people who are convicted. You have people who are convicted of over 2 years as far as conviction is concerned. Disqualify them. You had a whole line of people who were disqualified. You had Lalu Prasad Yadav was disqualified. Jayalalitha was disqualified. You had Anand Singh was disqualified from the RJD. You had Azam Khan was disqualified. People who were not very big there. You again had procedure section 8 of the RBI. Let me be clear what it is. Disqualification, all of you know it. And that disqualification issue incidentally was very strong for us. Administration is another matter. But people came to know what their candidates would for and had a chance to debate it. See, I won't vote for you. I know your record. If I still don't vote for you, that's Anish. This is what democracy is ahead of you. As far as the question of disqualification is concerned, people were disqualified because you did not want wrong people to be standing. That's always been a controversial issue, by the way. Do I have a right to stand simply because I'm a declared and appeal? All the issues that will remain in law. And it is ultimately your choice. Today,
So she's saying generally everything is fine. There are like minute problems that we can discuss and debate, but generally elections overall, like majorly, the elections are fine. There's no problem, or I mean, there's no major problems with the elections. So she said.
disqualification, which has happened, ensuring that people who have at least a record of something which is heinous or otherwise a punishment which is awarded them should be excluded from the process of elections and they will be able to come forward. There is a sequence of SIR. Again, hue and cry, Yana, hue and cry. What happens is Yana bomb, people are voting against vote. You have this special event service. You have proposed. I'm not about 70% or 50% happened. But ultimately, people have happened after SIR. After SIR, 11 seats which they lost. And there was only 8 elections which were only 8 elections which were saying, please, what is the 90% again? I think that's the most critical example of what happens in the country as elections are concerned. Vote for it, vote, express yourself. And that's what you have, and the satisfaction that has been expressed has also been endorsed by the performance of the government and the way the government has acted. 6.8% growth as far as the country is concerned. You have such figures which demonstrate to you
6.8
the world. We are
GDP
the
growth.
third largest economy as
Why are we talking about economy?
far as
I
GDP is
don't know.
concerned. We are
We're
the sixth
talking about
largest economy
elections.
as far as GDP is concerned. We are the youngest economy in the world, and thankfully,
She has a way of speaking, though. She has a really nice way of speaking. So, like,
and thank
She
God
has
for
a
all of you
flair.
there who will take this world forward. And if you still want to change, you have next election. So what is not free and fair? Don't cry horse. Don't say this is bad and that is bad. These are the systems in place. Some revisions, some modalities, maybe. So I think I end my conversation. That goes for my bell. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, that was like the fourth bail, by the way. But yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such an informative speech. Now, before we move on to the next speaker, I would be looking for questions based on the speakers.
So that was like, it was a good opener, I guess. It was a good opener. She said, generally they're fine, but there could be minute problems. What can you do, right?
And then from the panel question, they can ask.
You know there was a on the CV. Graduated in 2002. Didn't do the math. So what's the math?
To walk in there anyway.
To walk in there anyway.
You must be the new
That's
analyst.
gangster right there. Walk in there anyways. And
Okay, now to the audience. Does anyone have any questions for the speech? Yes, over there.
So we can also know the fact that we have election because so many people are going on voting, and that is a demonstration of how we as a enjoying the feeling. But also how are you going to consider the election since we as a having it the way it's faster than voting. So even if we are not happy with whatever system of voting, whatever
then I guess vote for different. Oh my God, she's so white. Okay,
election happening, that is to say that like,
yeah, then what the hell do you want, brother? What the hell are you asking? Sir? What the hell are you asking? Oh, sure. What can you do?
You have a for
Wait, I'm lagging. I'm lagging. It's an unstable. Yeah. Damn. 5,000. What the fuck is happening?
expressing happy religions or happy planets, and everyone is broadly the same thing. So there is that position that we have all brought up being after a lot of discussion. Say, I can express. If you're saying I don't believe in the system, then I should say you have, and we have even today several reports. For example, in West Bengal, there are also every 100 of election petitions are examined. Petitions which challenge the election commission's, for example, orders. So, I mean, in any case, we have chosen this way of law to say we have a democratic system. Democracy.
What is happening? Why is my stream effing today? It's bad. Encoding overloaded. OBS. Stream. What is happening? What the fuck? Alright. Let's see. Give me a second. I'm lagging for some reason. I don't know. I don't know really.
Democracy is an unruly horse and everybody accepts it. There's no other way. So either you have what you have. Democracy, you have dictatorship, you have communism, what else you authoritarian regime, whichever way you like it. These are the systems ahead of you.
Like, what do you want?
And if I was given a choice today, I'm not saying you have to. It's your choice, and you as a youngster, I'm not sure you are millennial or alpha or whatever there. But I mean, let me tell you my view. I would choose democracy over anything else any other day, and I do not want to be in any other repressive regime which doesn't allow me to express my way. As long as I am allowed expression one way or the other, that is what determines for me that I have a right to choose what I want to choose, and I will get broadly what I do deserve to get and have asked for.